Okay, so I want to showcase the simplicity of how to get started in creating your very first webinar. I've got a bunch of them here, so that's not necessarily talking about the very first time for me, but for you, this would be your first time. So I'm in the process of creating a webinar that I need to create. I'm creating the webinar that you're actually looking at right now, as a matter of fact. So I'm gonna call this webinar show sell. Um, uh, Anything with AI webinars. I'm going to change that name later. I have a different name I have in mind. I just can't think of it at the moment. And I'm going to paste in a bunch of content that I already know that of what I want to talk about because I just recently wrote a blog article on it. Okay. So I'm keeping that in the buffer because I need that for a couple of things. So basically, this will show up as it will summarize this when you go to the registration page. And I'll show you that in a little bit here as well too. So this is basically everything that we're going to talk about inside of this webinar. I'm going to showcase to you the value of them, and I want to emphasize like how you can use them on multiple different kinds of things. As a marketer, and the different ways that it's going to actually save you time. And there's a couple of features that I want to kind of point out to you as well. So I've kind of listed those things as well inside of here. But we're going to make this a webinar. And so that's the kind of campaign this is going to be. And by default, it's going to pick my time zone and say that I'm going to send out emails and SMS messages as part of the reminders for all of this. I'm going to set up how frequently this is going to go. I want it to be able to be available every day, and I want for it to go up to 3 times a day. So I'm going to pick the 3 times that I'll probably have this go for, let's say 7:30 in the morning. Let's say that we do 1:30 in the afternoon, and then let's say that we also do 6:30 in the evening as times that people can register for it. I think that people would find some time available within every day of the week that they can attend at least one of these times eventually to go to this particular webinar. It's going to start today and it's going to end never. I'm just going to keep it going every day until the end of time. So now that I've got that, I'll go back in and I'll find that webinar, Sell Anything with AI Webinars. Here it is. So now I'm going to go and I'm going to try and set it up. First thing it's going to do is ask for me to connect to my Google account. So I'm going to connect it to my Google account. You might get some warnings like this. You just go to Meet Smithers Unsafe and you click on continue for that. And now it should be tied into my Google Slides area is where all of these presentations will be dropped off. That's where it will actually get generated and created. So I'll go back to setup template. And I have a bunch of presentations that I've done before, but I need a new one. And I don't know exactly what I want to say. I don't know how it's going to go. So I'm going to, again, paste in that content that I had before because that's really what I want to talk about in this presentation. I want to showcase the value of Smithers AI. I don't need to add any affiliate links. If you're trying to do affiliate marketing and you really don't know where to, let's say that you are a marketer and you really want to showcase more than just your product or service, you want to showcase others that could be around the topic, you can do that. You can create affiliate links for those. It'll give you a really great idea of where to go to for those affiliate links. And you can, from there, um, um, you can do more with that. So here is the topics that it's coming up with. These are just like if I didn't know what I wanted to title this, this is going to help me figure out what I want as a title for this as well. You can change this, of course, at any given time, but the general gist of like the title here will also give it like a really good clue as to what it's going to be talking about. So I have a title for an article that I did, and I really like Be Everywhere, Teach Everything. I really like that. So I'm going to change one of these titles here because it's going to go off of a couple of things here. When it does this generation, it's going to go off the title. It's going to also go off all this content that I put up here. So I'm going to do Be Everything, no, excuse me, Be Everywhere, Teach Everything with Smithers AI Webinars. Okay, so that's what we're gonna name this, and I'll probably rename that as well, so it has the same topic. Be everywhere, teach everything with Smithers AI webinars. And I'm going to click on create. So I'm going to click OK. I'm going to click enter so that it actually saves that. So now it's saved that particular title. And I have other titles down here that I could also say that I like, but I'm going to say that I like this one. And then I'll click on create, and I'm going to let that, run its course. Oh, by the way, I just passed an important notification. These will cost $25 for each new one that you create. The very first one is free, but every new one after that is $25. This does a lot of work. So it's off in the background now, running, and it's going to create this presentation for me, and it will send me an email notification once it's done. And it takes usually about 5 minutes to actually generate about between an 18 and 20 something slide presentation, all based on the topic that we talked about up here. And then at that point, I'll show you what I do next with that presentation. So we're going to take a bit of a break and I'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and that took all of about maybe 3 minutes. So it took a little bit faster than I said. I said 5 minutes, but it took roughly about 3 minutes to create that. Okay, so here we are, and I said, be everywhere, teach everything. So that's now inside of my Google Slides. So I thought there was an easier way to get to it. I thought that it provided me a link. I think it might have provided a link in my email. So in my email, it should have provided me a link. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my slides. I can't spell. Slides.google.com. I'll go there and I'll log into my slides area. So I'm in the wrong spot. I need to go to this slides area, and there it is, right? So it actually created this presentation for me right here. So I'm going to click on this, and here it is. I've got, let's see here, 20 slides, 19 slides. I'll say 19 because the last one is empty. So I've got 19 slides here that it generated for me, all the way from the beginning where it talks about, the very welcome to the presentation, right? So it's got an actual script. So now the way that we've designed this, it's kind of neat because what it does for me right off the bat is it gives me the very top slide, um, and it gives me, the why you're here, and any mistakes that people are making that you can identify. It gives me like a really good foundation of a ton of material. And each slide will have a script that you can modify. Just it's really designed to give you an idea of what you want to talk about in your slide presentation, in your webinar. And it's not designed to be 100% done because let's face it, there's going to be parts of it that needs to be you, the way that you present. It's really designed to give you a huge, huge, huge head start and at least identifying what you could or should be talking about throughout your presentation. The next thing it's going to also offer you is a way for you to ask interactive questions to your user community. So that's pretty cool. And so that particular piece of the pie actually allows for you to then not only, ask questions, but it allows for your community to then interact with the AI. And I'll show you how all of this stuff is actually working as well. You might have already seen some pieces of that, as a matter of fact, as we're going along. So, because I'm going to be changing this up, I don't know exactly what this is going to look like by the time it's all said and done, but you're looking at the results of that right now, as part of how this whole thing works. But I wanted to show you kind of like the back end of how this whole thing kind of gets set up for you. So what happens now is literally I have a good enough amount of material that will allow for me to generate a presentation. So now what I'm going to do, what I like to do typically is I like to bring this down. I don't really design inside of this platform. I usually like to design inside of tools like PowerPoint. So I'll bring this down to my local desktop, and then I will actually start designing this inside of PowerPoint. So I'll download it to my local machine, and then I'll open up PowerPoint, and I will modify and change this around. I'll use the wizards inside of PowerPoint to give me a nice little design that I want to have for it. I might add some pictures, I might whatever. I can add some some videos into this as well that automatically play inside of this so that it looks like, I'm demoing something right there live for you. And then when I switch back over, you will actually see, um, you'll hear my voice still too. So when I switch back over, instead of it sounding like it's an AI that's talking to you, it sounds like me that's talking to you. Won't notice really a difference in my voice there, unless, I mean, it sounds like I'm more talking in the air because now I've switched over my microphone type. I'm not talking directly into the microphone, I'm talking over my laptop. So it sounds different. So that's the only thing that you might hear differently. And that's the same thing that will happen for your user community as well, too. I just wanted to give you an idea of how this whole entire thing works. If you want to ask questions, you basically just allow for the AI to ask questions by having one, two, or more of these questions that you can ask. I typically only put one, but you can add more than one. And that's what it's showcasing. And there's more to come with that as well, too. So that gives you an idea of how to design your AI presentations.